Alrighty. Hope everyone's having a good day. Today was a really nice day. Family was doing good. We were all hanging out. Um, my son wasn't feeling too good this week, and so today was the first day he felt really good, or a lot better. Especially in the morning, he was feeling really good. I think now if he can just get some rest, he'll feel super tip top. Um, but yeah, I wanted to kind of talk more about something that was mentioned in the previous video. And, hold on. I don't want to. 5 minutes is still something that I cannot do, but let's try it. Let's restart it. Okay. Um, so yesterday I was talking about concept art, and some people were asking some questions, and I thought it was really important to kind of come back to some of them because I actually liked a lot of the questions that were asked. And one of them that I thought was pretty important to ask or answer was just like the idea of researching in general. Is that an important feature as a concept artist? And the answer is absolutely. I did a whole another video talking about research and studying and all that stuff is part of the deal when it comes to becoming a, oh shoot, I could do environment. I was telling myself I keep doing characters. It's just in my bones, fellas. Like I just want to draw characters or creatures. But I have some ideas of some environment stuff I can do. So let's switch it up. And so whenever whenever I tell people like, yeah, studying and practicing is a professional skill, it's because I absolutely keep doing it as a professional. I'm always practicing and training and trying to understand the world around me and how it works and how it operates because it only helps me elevate my overall skill. And more importantly, it gives me the kinds of knowledge that I need to absolutely elevate my overall abilities in projects that I have no idea what I'm going to be asked to do. What I mean by this is that, drawing and making art and doing a really good job with the art is really just the thesis. It's just the answer to the questions, that you might have. Like making a really cool piece of concept art is just the answer to the questions that were asked during the project. Like what will this look like? What would that look like? And how would this work? How would that work? And concept art is just the answers. It's just the answer to all these questions, just a visual representation of those answers. But just like anything worth trying to investigate and trying to understand, you have to study, you have to research, you have to cross analyze, and so on and so forth until you start to get better and better and better answers. And if you look at it that way, then you understand that, yeah, absolutely studying and research is part of that strategy. It's like a science project, right? Like if you are trying to discover new forms of sciences, math, discoveries of the universe, it's a constant, tug of war between coming up with, a hypothesis, testing that hypothesis with experiments, research, so forth and so on, and then once you get those things sorted out, then you kind of change you change the hypothesis, you change the questions that you might even be asking as you try out an experiment with new and interesting experiments. You know, looking at the time, I'm definitely in the world of like I need to do a lot more environmental paintings. So this is pretty cool though, pretty fun. Let's put like a little village down here. Got like a minute. I'm I'm trying to find something to add that will make this feel um, incredibly fascinating. But I think I'll do that next time I do an environment painting. So my 5 minutes is up. I'm going to try to do this in 6 minutes. So once this time's up, I'm going to have it go again. and then stop right at the 4-minute mark. So I'm not going to get too stressed out. Whatever I'm doing, like a creature or character design, like this is just way more second nature to me, so it's a lot easier for me to kind of think of something off the cuff, but I can feel that I need to be more thoughtful. I probably should gather more reference jumping into these types of things. And I think I'll do that next time. I was thinking about doing a little live streams, but maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I think that might be useful. But yeah, I mean, listen, if you aren't practicing and training and trying to understand the world around you, you will almost certainly keep running into these types of challenges of like not being able to really, I'm just going to start now. Okay, so 4-minute mark, stop. Of making artwork that's just not interesting and not answering any real problems. I was talking to my students this morning. We had a class, and I was explaining to them that, your artwork shouldn't just be cool looking. It has to actually have something interesting to say and something interesting to make people interested in. Otherwise, nobody's going to watch your movies or TV shows or games that you play or work on, because there's nothing that you're doing that is like it's really making people want to engage in it. And so for me, like researching and studying is also just looking at like the latest media and see what's popular, what people are enjoying, what people aren't enjoying, and seeing what I can say about that, what I can add to that conversation as a person who invests my time in that 4 minutes. So I'm like now starting to feel the momentum. Okay, I'll just follow through as long as I can and see where I stop. Like I worked on the latest season of Love, Death, and Robots that just came out, I think season 4. And the problems that I had to solve for that episode was specifically like what is the transformation of one of the characters looks like. There were some ideas that were on people's minds, and I just drew a bunch of variations to help sort out those questions. Same thing happened when I worked with Blur on a different thing, but it was for a different show. I don't think it was for Love, Death, and Robots. It was completely different. And again, it was like, how do we answer this visual conundrum that we're running into for this project that we're working on? And just recently they asked me for kind of like an emergency paint over on a design, and that's just like what's the emergency for? Well, we're trying to solve visual problems, right? And so again, to that person who asked the question, should you be studying, should we be researching and practicing, or basically research and studying as almost part of the deal as a concept artist, the answer, if it wasn't clear after me kind of talking about it for like the last several minutes, yeah, absolutely. And if you just really stop and think about why that's true, you'll start to realize, oh yeah, it's so obvious why. There's just so many reasons why a concept artist is of great value, especially good concept artists, people who absolutely solve these problems, visual problems, constantly and consistently. It is well sought after, and is one of those things that is truly respected once you find those types of people. And I always encourage my students to try to be those types of individuals, because there's just not enough of them. And there's definitely a need for that. And I have my comments about like social media and I think what its specs are. I kind of talked about it a little bit in other videos, but I honestly just need more time to sit and chat about stuff like that and feel a little less tired. But I don't think I've been sleeping pretty well for the last few days for all sorts of reasons, and I'm feeling it. And so, yeah, once I get a little more time, absolutely kind of sit still and talk to you guys more about it, because I think it's really important. You guys will get great value from it once I do. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop here, though. And so there's about 9 minutes. Granted, this is more environmental stuff. not something that I am always doing, but I really want to do. I want to get really good at it. So I am going to probably sit still on these for the YouTube videos, meaning that every video I do from here on out, I'm just going to keep doing environment stuff until they start becoming bangers. I started doing that for the characters, just like, and even my generic characters that I was doing, they're okay. But as I was doing it for like almost, what is this, like, I'm on like the 70th video, I'm just getting better. And I'm starting seeing it everywhere else I do. And so I'm like, oh, shoot, I should use this as an opportunity to do stuff that I really want to get good at, like environment art. Again, I'm pretty decent, but not as good as some of the best. My goal is to try to be amongst them. And I think I could do it. I think I could do it reasonably within a few months if I really stay heads down and focus on it. But anyway, it be what it be. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow.